What's up, my friends? Coach John here at CrossFit Liberate. Got another at-home workout for you. Today is Wednesday, August 19th, and today's workout is called Shoot Your Shot. So we're pairing some jumping lunges today with two types of odd object lifts, and we're going a little bit longer. We're gonna be working for 18 minutes, and across this 18 minutes, we're trying to score as many rounds and reps as possible of our jumping lunges and odd object lifts. We're looking for rounds to take somewhere between 3 and 4 minutes, which across that 18-minute time domain should get you about 5 to 6 rounds. All right, looking at our warm-up for Shoot Your Shot, we're gonna go 30 seconds each, starting with active Spider-Man stretch. Into some glute bridges, really getting those hips up as high as we can. Next is a down dog stretch. Let's try to drive those heels down to the floor, push that head and chest through closer to the thighs. Next, we'll hit active Samson. From there, glute bridge walkouts, keeping the hips bridged up the entire movement. Then we'll jump into some shoulder taps. Next, slow and controlled air squats, taking a couple seconds on the way down, a couple seconds on the way up. Back to the floor for single leg glute bridges, 15 seconds per leg. And then we'll finish with push-ups to down dog. Now, for our mobility work, we're gonna stretch out the ankles using our odd object. Really try to drive that torso and that odd object into the knee and get that knee way out over the toe here. And then we'll wrap up our mobility work with an odd object front squat hold. Try to keep an active position, knees out, chest up, elbows up off the knees. All right, let's take a close look at Shoot Your Shot. So we have an 18-minute AMRAP today, as many rounds and reps as possible across 18 minutes, starting with 20 jumping lunges, 15 odd object thrusters, back to 20 jumping lunges, and finishing each round with 15 odd object deadlifts. So we're going a little bit longer today, 18 minutes of work as we try to score as many rounds and reps as possible. We're working on some odd object weightlifting paired with jumping lunges. We're looking for each round to take 3 to 4 minutes, which equates to 5 to 6 rounds across 18 minutes. With your odd object movements, let's choose loading here based on the most challenging movement, which is likely going to be the thruster. This should be a weight that allows you to complete 15 thrusters unbroken when fresh. Here are some notes on these movements. On the odd object deadlift, that odd object must touch the floor on each rep between the feet. With your thrusters, there is no rebend of the knees after driving that object overhead. On the jumping lunges today, alternate legs each rep and count each rep towards your set. The back knee should touch the ground at the bottom of each rep. You'll want to jump to full lower body extension between each lunge. And then as always, further movement subs and variations are in the video description below. All right, let's focus in on some movements here. Taking a look at the jumping lunges, let's aim for a vertical shin position with the front leg when alternating back and forth. It's common to not reach far enough out with that front leg when we're jumping from leg to leg. Really reach with the front leg to make sure we get a vertical shin today. On the odd object thrusters, let's look to launch it overhead. The most important thing here is the timing of the movement. Keep the object glued to the shoulders until the lower body launches it off. If there is an early press with the arms, the power from the lower body doesn't transfer into the odd object quite as effectively. Lower body extends, then the weight leaves the shoulders. For your deadlifts today, let's look at the setup position. Starting with the feet, let's make sure the load is positioned directly between the ankles for every rep of the deadlift. Looking at the shoulders, we want to look to get the shoulder blades on top of the object in that setup position. And then finally, looking at the head, we want to keep the head and neck in line with the back in the setup position as if you have a neck brace on. All right, so some strategy advice for this workout. What we're gonna wanna think about is how we're gonna break up our sets with our odd object and use our jumping lunges to recover from our high heart rate and high breathing from those odd object movements. What I want you to do is to try to set up a plan for your rep schemes and stick to that plan right from the beginning. If you can break this thing up early and often, you might have a better chance of a more sustainable pace deeper into this longer workout. The other thing about taking some smaller sets or taking off some more manageable chunks with these bigger sets on the odd object is mentally, it makes it way easier to get started with that movement versus knowing you have a lot of work to do and taking a little bit of extra rest time. So instead, if we can say, all right, I've got a small set to do, I can get started with that set right away and make better progress overall. All right, y'all, make sure you get after this workout. As always with CrossFit, our goal is to bring intensity to our work. That's what yields results. And then I also want to make sure that you're tracking your results in some way, whether it's a notebook or an app like SugarWOD. We want to be tracking our results. That's how we know we're getting fitter. And then if you plan on coming back to the gym, cannot wait to see you back here in person and coach you in real life.